I remember the rain, not the battle and not the shouting, not the thunder of cavalry, only the rain. It fell upon the dead and the dying without distinction, washing blood into the mud and turning the field into a graveyard of forgotten promises. I do not know how long I lay there, an hour or a day, perhaps even longer. The world had become distant, as though I stood upon the far side of a vale, watching my own life drift away. Then I heard a voice, one word, a word I had not heard spoken in many years.
Wounded and alone, Lord Greggor slowly rose from the battlefield. The battle was over, but his greatest challenge still lay ahead. Home was many miles away. Supported by Vespera and followed faithfully by Lunara, Lord Greggor left the battlefield behind. Wounded and weary, he could barely remain in the saddle. Yet, home still lay many miles ahead. The days that followed were marked by cold rivers, narrow trails, and unforgiving terrain. With each mile, Lord Greggor fought to remain in the saddle, while Vespera carried him steadily forward. Loyal Lunara followed close behind, never straying far from the path. Though the road remained difficult, the mountains of home were drawing nearer. For the first time since leaving the battlefield, Vale Keep no longer felt beyond reach. As Lord Greggor rested on Vespera, it seemed the worst of the journey might finally be behind them. Then came the sound he had been expecting, a gunshot, distant but unmistakable. Others had survived the battlefield. Others had followed. If they were caught in the open, neither Lord Greggor, Vespera, nor Lunara would survive what came next. As the riders emerged into view, the choice before them vanished. There was only one thing left to do. Run! The chase pushed all thought from his mind, save one. Keep moving. The riders behind them were gaining ground, but surrender was never an option. Drawing upon whatever strength remained, Lord Greggor forced himself upright in the saddle and urged Vespera onward. Across the clearing they raced, with loyal Lunara refusing to fall behind. Then, through the mountains ahead, he saw it. Vale Keep. Home. For the first time since the battlefield, hope rode beside him. The final miles were the hardest. Exhausted, wounded, and pursued, Lord Greggor, Vespera, and Lunara pressed on toward the safety of Vale Keep. From the walls above, watchful eyes had already seen them coming. They had seen the riders behind them. The alarm bell rang across the mountains. Guards rushed to their positions. The gates prepared to receive their lord. For the first time since leaving the battlefield, Lord Greggor was no longer facing the journey alone. Vale Keep was waiting. As Vespera came to a halt, the people of the keep moved forward with care. Lord Greggor had made it home, but the road had taken its toll. With gentle hands they helped him from the saddle and carried him toward the warmth of the great hall. Behind them, Vespera and Lunara stood quietly. Their duty was finished. Beyond the great doors, Lord Greggor disappeared from view. The long ride home was over, for now. Inside Vale Keep, relief gave way almost at once to fear. Lord Greggor was carried into a chamber kept for injury and illness, where the physicians began the slow work of uncovering what the road and the battlefield had done to him. Katarina saw the instruments being drawn nearer to the bed. Without a word, she turned and left the chamber. The wound in his shoulder had bled deeply. His left leg was broken in 2 places, and still he did not wake. For a time, the room remained quiet except for the fire, the rustle of linen, and the measured movements of those examining him. Then the physicians stepped back. Their faces revealed what none of them wished to say. Dr. Matthias hesitated and then left the room without a word. In the corridor, Dr. Matthias noticed an old portrait. The face was unmistakably Lord Greggor's, young, unchanged. Katarina did not hesitate. She hurried through the corridors until she found Beryl and told him what the physicians feared might be necessary. He asked no questions. The moment he understood, Beryl turned and raced toward Greggor's chamber, leaving Katarina to follow behind. Meanwhile, Dr. Matthias studied the portrait more closely and found a date that made the young face before him impossible. By the time Beryl entered the chamber, Dr. Havel understood that the room had changed. The bell ringer said nothing. He simply stood near the bed, one hand never far from the dagger at his side, while Havel watched him with growing caution. Then Lord Greggor stirred. A faint sound escaped him, too low to understand, no more than broken words beneath his breath. At once, the eyes of Beryl and Dr. Havel turned toward the bed. Beryl stepped back as Dr. Havel returned his attention to Lord Greggor. Then Dr. Matthias entered. The confusion on his face had hardened into something more serious. He had found something in the corridor, something he was not yet prepared to explain. Katarina waited outside of Lord Greggor's room. A messenger urgently approached, and as she listened, her concern deepened. Something had reached Vale Keep, and Lord Greggor was in no condition to meet it. To be continued.